The Adult Daycare Center of Somerset County is celebrating our 40th anniversary. Our longevity is a testament to the people who work here and the members and caregivers we serve. Many of our staff have been with us for over 20 years, which is unheard of in healthcare, and many caregivers come back as volunteers after their loved ones have passed.
Hi, I'm Stacy Scelfo. I've been the social service coordinator here at the ADC since 1998. This is my buddy Tom Blue.
Yeah.
Tom and I have known each other that long. One of the greatest parts about being here are relationships like this. We're a family. I Skype with Tom's niece out in Santa Barbara, California every 2 weeks so the two of them can see each other. They don't ever get to talk. So we Skype every 2 weeks with my phone. Relationships like this are so important and key around here. It's a family. The caregivers, the members, the extended family, we're all connected and we all just love each other.
My dad, Louis, started coming in, as I said, in 2011. It was a great place for him. He was one of the happiest people around, and he loved coming. He would walk in with a smile. He was greeted every morning. I was usually on pickup once or twice a week, and my mom usually brought him, but in the summers I'm a teacher, so I'd bring him. From the moment he walked in, he'd be eager to get back because he knew it was his morning cup of coffee, and he loved that. And I just think he felt safe here, and like it was a family for him. He never didn't want to go. He loved coming. He was happy to see us when we picked him up, but he was also happy when we brought him in the morning. My dad passed away October of 2015. At about the same time when my dad, near the end, my mom started showing symptoms of dementia. And then after my dad's passing, my mom progressed rapidly. And the reality was last summer, I was off and I knew that I couldn't go back to school and have her at home by herself. And I just said to her one day, Mom, what do you think? Will you go? And what do you think about going to the center where Dad went? And she said, okay. And I got my guts up and I got in the car and I drove over here. The moment I walked in the door, there were familiar faces and I knew this was the right thing. And so my mom's been coming now for about 9 months. The center's meant a lot to me and my extended family. The best thing for me is that when I go to school, I can be there and be 100% there. I know that when my dad was here and when my mom is here, that they're safe, that they're cared for, that I don't have to worry about them. I know there's a lot of people here that care about them. They're not just another body in a building. You could feel the love when you walk around here, and that's probably the best sense for me, is I have this sense of security.
My name is Steve Hatch, and I've been acquainted with the ADC since 1987. My mother-in-law came here for 3 years before she passed on. And then I stayed with all the fundraising that went on from 1987 to 2002, when my wife came down with Alzheimer's, and we came over, saw Jeff, saw Diane, and the next thing I knew, my wife was here, and she spent a good 8 years here before she passed away. I wouldn't have anybody go anywhere else.
My name is Alan Meidoff. My wife was a client here for 3 years until she no longer can function properly, so I took her home and took care of her at home until she passed away in 2012.
I'm Ellen Hulson. My husband Walter came here for back over a year, and can't say enough about the place. The staff, the caregiver program is marvelous. People get so much information, and the caring level is incredible.
The reason I'm here, and the reason I keep coming back here, is because it's practically my family. It's a second family, really. The staff here, in particular the executive part of it and the social worker part of it, have been fantastic. They've helped me all along for 8 years that Terry was here, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I come back because I like the friendship of everybody here, and I enjoy being with Steve and all the others.
Well, I come back because I was in such a deep hole caring for my husband by myself 24/7. And these people gave me time to do things. I took care of my house, everything else. I owe them, and I really believe in their mission, that there's so much need out there for this type of situation. And I volunteer because I'm a resource for other caregivers who are finding their way and frightened and don't know where to turn. And that's why I come back and I help, and the people are friendly, of course, and I love it.
I'm Marie Hughes, and I'm the Executive Director of the People Care Center for Nonprofits. And I came to know the Adult Day Center when I first started working as the ED at People Care, because they were one of the original tenants in the building. The Adult Day Center was right across the hall from my office, basically. So I felt like I was part of their family. Their members were in the hall and in the foyer and in the cafeteria, and whenever I went out of my office, I got to talk to them. I got to know some of them by name, actually. And I have to say, it was just a wonderful place to work because of the members and the tenants in the building.
I'm Herbert Hall. I first found out about the Adult Day Center in 1988. My mother was hospitalized, and everybody, the family, doctors wanted to put her in a nursing home. And I swore then that it would only be over my dead body. The center gave her a purpose in life. She had a place to go in the morning. And, you know, as things diminished, she could do less at the center, but she always wanted to contribute. It enabled her to stay at home. I worked during the day, came home at night, took her, care of her, so she felt loved and needed during the day, and I tried to make her feel loved and needed at night. Jeff, the former director of the center, and I sat down and we talked, and he said, you know, why don't you come on the board? And I said, yeah, it's give back time. So I did that, and I was on the board for about 9 years. I was president for about a year, or a little over a year. It was at that time that a bunch of us decided, you know, the center is small. If there's 50 of my mother, there's got to be 100 more. So let's try to build it and get another space, a big space.
I'm Dave Tucker. I'm the board chair of the Adult Day Center, and I got involved through my mother-in-law. My wife and I had volunteered to care for her. She was in assisted living and not doing well, not being cared for really. And when she came to us, we realized we didn't have the resources to keep her going. My wife was busy with kids and grandkids, and Mom just sat in a corner and pretended to read a book. So at some point, we heard about the Adult Day Center from a client of mine, and I called up and said, what do you think? And the rest is history. She came, fit right in, spent 4 years here before she passed on, but she loved every minute of it. She never fought us, and she always came back home with a smile on her face.
My name is Ed Wright, and I am the longest standing trustee on the board. I joined in and around February of 1990. Being involved for so long with the Adult Day Center, I've seen the level of care that they provide and what it means to the people, the clients that are served, and to the caregivers. And I think it's just very important that we continue to provide this kind of service because it's so meaningful to the people that are involved, and they really need this type of care because there aren't any facilities around that provide this kind of care, this quality of service for an affordable price.
My mom had a massive stroke about 2 years ago, and I became her caregiver. I actually saw a sign when I was driving to work, and it said Adult Day Center. And I told my daughter was like, you need to look into one. So we happened to find this wonderful place in Bridgewater. I brought my mom. We came for the first initial interview, and she absolutely loved it. And I have to understand, with my mom, She doesn't trust anything, you know, she's full of discernment, so it has to be somebody really special, something really positive. Ever since we've been coming, it's been such a great benefit. She loves everybody, she laughs, she smiles, and it's great activity, and we don't miss, you know, anybody trying to fill that void. It's been very, very positive, and I can feel satisfied and safe.
Over the last 40 years, the Adult Day Center has grown from serving 12 members a day to now up to 80. I think what makes the ADC work is our individual approach to care. We get to know people's life histories, and we focus on strengths, not limitations. We're all here to help one another because everybody needs a little help once in a while. That's the ADC philosophy.
Happy 40th anniversary.
Indeed.